Alright, so greetings from Pennsylvania once again. And I'm on my way home from my camping trip at Blue Knob State Park and all the other things I did these past 2 days. And on the way home I thought I'd stop at another state park. As you know, I am trying to get to every state park here in Pennsylvania, and there's one little one that I haven't been to that's kind of in this area, and it's Warriors Run State Park. It's kind of at the bottom of Raystown Lake. I'll show you on a map in a moment where I am. But like I said, I'm on my way home. I'm just gonna stop here, do a little bit of hiking before we continue the voyage back home. Alright, let me show you the map. Alright, so here is our map of Pennsylvania, because we spent the last several days here at Blue Knob State Park and in the surrounding areas over here in Johnstown. But on the way home, we're stopping here at Warriors Path State Park. So right here is Raystown Lake, and then we'll head back down the turnpike and head home. And interestingly enough, there's like nobody here. I might have seen a few cars go down that way. There's a parking lot down by the river, but people are using it mostly to pick up kayakers and stuff. But it's a huge parking lot here. You can park in the grass. There's nobody here except for Naomi. And it's a beautiful day. This is Saturday, September 11th. Absolutely beautiful. Temperatures in the 70s, sunny. But we'll take it. And here we got a map of the state park. It is just a small one. Looks like a green finger. It's almost completely surrounded by the Raystown branch of the Juniata River, which flows up this way. So it's like a finger. Alright, but we're parked here, and I think we're going to head this way. The Island Farm Trail. We're going to try and make some sort of a loop here. That's the plan. Not really sure how long the trails are. It doesn't really say on here, so. But I doubt they're too long. Alright, so like I said, we got this place to ourselves, so let's enjoy it. Our trailhead should be up here somewhere. Alright, so I came through this gate here. The parking lot is right up there, but so far it's been a little bit difficult to find the trailhead where I'm wanting to go. We'll see. Map is kind of just telling me to go out here. So I'm guessing this is the trail. Back up there's where we came. This is supposed to be called the Island Farm Trail. So far it's a pretty state park so far. Just a quaint little one. But one of my biggest issues with state parks sometimes and other parks or state forests is well labeled trails. Trails should be well labeled so that you know, like, indeed this is the trail you want. I haven't seen a single like sign yet indicating that this is the trail that's on the map. So that's kind of an issue. We'll see. We'll quit complaining. Look for the best in this park yet. See if we can find some wildlife, some other beauty. Who knows, maybe some of the other trails are labeled. It is that time of year though. You got the hickory nuts falling. Of course, this one's still inside its green shell. So we can find one that's more open, or maybe we can knock off the... That's still pretty green. Let's find one that's opening. See what the hickory nuts look like. Maybe. Yes, right here is one I've been pulling out of its green shell or husk. I can get the rest of it off. Alright, get back to you. Yeah, you need 2 hands to do that, but that's what the hickory nuts look like. Of course, a lot of you know what hickory nuts are. These are the good kind. These are probably the shagbark hickory. Not all hickory nuts are edible, depending on which species they are. Yeah, the most common edible kind are the shagbark hickory. And then there's another one called shellbark, just refers to the bark. You know, shagbark hickories have shaggy bark. And there are some other hickory species here in Pennsylvania that they're not poisonous. They're just very bitter and mostly inedible. There's one called the pig nut hickory because it was just only worth feeding the pigs. There's one called the mocker nut hickory because I guess it mocks you. I guess the green husk is kind of big, but the nut in the middle isn't so big and it's bitter too. So there's some that are good and tasty, like the shagbark hickory nuts are yummy. Haven't eaten any in a while. I should have actually brought that one with me actually, because I have a hammer in the Jeep, but oh well. If we find another one, maybe we'll take it back. You might be hearing a little bit of highway traffic just across the river. There is Route 26. But it is starting to look and feel like fall. Not a lot of color yet, but the leaves are starting to fall. And the nuts. Here are the acorns coming down. Plenty of acorns everywhere here. Hope someone's been eating these already. It's gonna be a good year for nuts, I believe. Just good for the wildlife. Definitely some beautiful scenery though. The mountains off distance there. So I'm pretty sure we're on what's called the Deer Trail now, but this is pretty muddy. It looks like this river flooded recently. All this vegetation is, you see all the mud and everything's matted down. The river is right over here. I wonder if it's from, was it Hurricane Ida came through recently. So I'm guessing it might have been from that. Yeah, down in there is the river. Might get a better look at it later on here. But definitely a lot of water came pouring through here. Yeah, like you see how everything's kind of matted down and muddy. This is all underwater here. Alright, up ahead is where I believe people park to get river access. Yeah, I see the river up there, so we'll get a view of the river here. Looks like at least one person's here, so I'm not alone anymore. Yeah, over there's the river. Someone's dog. Yeah, beautiful spot to go fishing. Yeah, I know if you heard that dog barking earlier, it's a big black dog. Kind of wondered what he's barking at, and they just pointed out there's a great blue heron on the other side of the river. So he's barking at the dangerous and deadly great blue heron. He's just, warning everybody to beware of it, I guess. That's the way dogs are. They bark at anything that looks out of place. Right, here's another view of the river down here. Yeah, so just another beautiful spot. I was thinking about getting my feet wet a little bit, but beautiful, just slow moving river here. I think it's popular with kayakers because it's kind of a nice, safe, easy river. Of course, some people like to kayak in the rapids too. Yeah, so straight ahead should lead us to what's called the River Trail Loop. That road takes us back up to the parking lot, and here I see my first trail sign for the Deer Trail. That's what we were just on. Yellow blazes. I didn't see any blazes anywhere. So this should be the River Trail. Well, there is a very faded sign for it. River Trail. Yeah, it's important for a state park to have well-marked trails for folks. And most of the trails are these like mowed paths, so they're not difficult to follow. And I'm okay. I mean, I do a lot of hiking. I'm kind of good at finding my way around, but for someone who isn't as familiar, as comfortable with hiking, having well-marked trails just makes everything a lot more friendly for people to use, user-friendly, I guess the term would be. So most state parks have like well-made wooden signs indicating where the trail is and where it goes, things like that. Yeah, there's been a lot of damage down here. But yeah, so well-marked trails are good. I'm getting distracted here. Let me show you this damage. It's again, there's the river. You can see it clearly came its banks here, came across. There's a grill for people. They're gonna like picnic here. Well, where are the picnic tables? Well, they're over here. They got swept up over into the woods here, just tossed up in the brush there. One and the other one way up here. So yeah, just you can see where all the waters went through here, all the mud, and just tossed it up into there. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, because as many of you know, I am trying to get to every state park in Pennsylvania, and this will be number 77 out of 121. We were at 75 at the beginning of this trip. Of course, I camped at Blue Knob State Park last night, so that was number 76. So this will be 77. I guess that's one of our yellow blazes for the trail. It's the first yellow blaze I've seen. Yeah, here's some more damage. You can see, well, that picnic table stayed where it needs to be, but once again you can see how the water, all the mud, the water just rushed up through here. You're just doing a bit of a road walk now. Those mosquitoes down there were awful, just like tons of them. But yeah, just, I don't know, definitely can't give this park an A. You know, I almost feel like giving it a C+, to be honest. Just, yeah, not to be mean to it, but well, here's one of the trails. The Broad Top Trail, but I think I'll just stick to the road. Maybe a C+ is a bit harsh. I haven't hiked all the trails here. I've been down to the lower section, there's an upper section too. Maybe the trails are better up there, maybe there's some views up there, I don't know. So we'll give it a B-. I don't want to be too harsh. You know, because you shouldn't judge. Oh, mosquitoes biting me. You shouldn't judge a place too much if you haven't explored the whole place. Be a little bit unfair. But it just feels a bit neglected here, to be honest. I mean, they keep the place mowed, and when I arrived, someone was cleaning the bathrooms, so not entirely neglected, but it just feels like there could be a whole lot more of this place, maybe. And even neglected by visitors. Like I said, I only saw a couple people here. It's absolutely beautiful Saturday afternoon, and just a handful of people. But maybe it's because of the damage. You know, who knows? Alright, I'm rambling now. Alright. But I am getting tired too, so maybe that's part of the problem. Been a long day of exploring and filming and driving around. Starting to wear out. A little bit after 3:30. Still got a couple hour drive home yet too. But yeah, if you're familiar with this state park and you know a trail that I should have walked on but I didn't, maybe a trail that would have changed my mind, you can go ahead and let me know in the comments. Because like I said, only spent maybe a little bit over an hour here, maybe an hour and a half. So just my first visit too. Yeah, I'm starting to think that maybe I should have taken the trail that goes up that way. Looks like that might have been a lot better. But a little too late now, I gotta get going. Yeah, it looks like this is a trailhead here. What trail is this? Oh, the Warriors Trail, what it's named after. Alright, well I see Naomi up ahead in the parking lot, so it's time to go. Yeah, I'm ready to go home. A bit tired, getting hungry. And maybe I'm being a bit too harsh on this place, but like I said, it does feel a bit lacking a bit here. I mean, it's a nice place, but you know, feels like it could be better. Anyway, as always, thanks for coming along, and I'll see you around.